So what is an HTML sitemap? An HTML sitemap is just a normal page on your website that displays links to all the other important pages within your website. Now, if you go to the Google Webmaster Guidelines and you look at the section called Help Google Find Your Pages, you'll find here there is a section, the second bullet point, where it talks about provide a sitemap file with links that point to the important pages on your website. That's something called an XML sitemap. We'll look at that in a minute. It then goes on, also provide a page with a human readable list of links to those pages, sometimes called a site index or a sitemap page. So as I say, an HTML sitemap is purely just a regular page on your website with links to all the other pages. It's useful for humans so they can go to the sitemap file and find pages that they might not otherwise easily find. And it's also useful for Google, because Google will look at that page, and because they're all text links, and remember Google loves text links, because they're all text links, Google will easily be able to index the rest of your website starting from the sitemap page. So a typical sitemap page will look something like this. So in this particular case, if we went back to the home page, under About, down here I have the sitemap page, and humans can go there if they want to, and they can easily sort of see all the different information, all the different pages on the website. But more to the point, Google can also go there and find its way to all the other pages. So this is what we're talking about, an HTML sitemap. Now you could actually create a sitemap page from scratch, and you could just create a new page, call it sitemap, call it whatever you want, it doesn't have to be called sitemap. You could actually manually type in links to every other page. The trouble is, as soon as you start creating new pages or maybe deleting pages, before you know it, a manually created sitemap will be sort of out of date. It will point to pages that maybe you've deleted, or it might not point to new pages because you didn't actually get around to updating the sitemap page. So what you want is to have something that's dynamically updated, just make your life easy. So if you're talking WordPress, in WordPress, depending on what sort of theme you've got, some themes will actually supply page templates, which will allow you to use a page template to create a particular special page that will automatically display a sitemap. Not all themes do that. If the theme doesn't do that, no problem, in which case you just simply install a sitemap plugin and it will do essentially the same thing. So within WordPress, if you just do a search for something like HTML sitemaps, as you can see, there's loads and loads and loads of them. So as always with plugins, just make sure you sort of check everything, check how many active installations there are, make sure it's compatible with the latest version of WordPress, whatever that happens to be at the time, and just read the reviews. So as you can see in this case, it's got 142 reviews, it seems to be widely regarded, and it's got 200,000 active installations. As you go down here, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these might be newer ones possibly. This one only has 1,000 active installations, and as yet it's got no reviews. So as I say, just pick one you like. I mean, by and large, what most people do with these plugins is they kind of vote with their feet. So in this case, it's got 200,000 active installations, and by the way, an active installation means they're actively using it. It doesn't count if you install it, try it, don't like it, and uninstall it. That would not count here. So 200,000 active people are using this one, and it's it kind of looks good. If you want to get more information on this particular one, you just click there and it will give you a description of how to use it and why you should use this particular one as opposed to something else. So as I say, it doesn't really matter which plugin or theme you use to achieve this, just make sure you do have an HTML sitemap. Why? Because Google told you to. Using WordPress, I'll just quickly run through how you'd actually use one of these sitemap plugins. You go to Plugin, Add New. Over here you just type in something like HTML sitemap. There's this one here, it's called Simple Sitemap. That one will do. So I just click on Install now. Then I activate the plugin. In this case, this plugin uses what's called a shortcode. So all I have to do is to grab that piece of code there. Shortcodes start with an open square brackets, then a piece of text, like in this case simple-sitemap, and then at the end of the shortcode they have a closed square brackets. So all I've done is I've just simply copied this piece of code into memory. So within WordPress, I'll just simply create a new page. You can call it anything you want. I'll just call it Sitemap. I'll just enter the shortcode there. I'll go and publish this. If I go and view this page, there you are, it's created the sitemap. Obviously what I normally do is attach this page to the menu, but as you can see, basically it's dynamically created a sitemap there. And the way this works is the plugin called Simple Sitemap creates this information, and the way you link it into the page is via that shortcode. So you just generate the shortcode, copy it into your web page, and there it is, it's now displayed.